The movie starts with Ethan and Sophie talking to their marriage therapist about how their relationship began. They remember meeting at a party where everything felt exciting and spontaneous. One wild moment led to them jumping into a neighbor's pool, getting caught, and laughing it off. For them, that night felt perfect. But when they try to recreate that same moment years later, it feels empty. Sophie admits she feels sad because happiness used to come naturally, but now it doesn't. She wants to forgive Ethan and move forward, but they don't know how to fix what's broken. Their therapist suggests a quiet retreat meant to help couples reconnect. He says every couple he sends there returns feeling renewed. When Ethan and Sophie arrive, the place looks peaceful and beautiful, but the tension between them remains. While exploring the property, Ethan notices there's no one around. In a small guest house called the Coop, he finds recording equipment and a computer, hinting that something unusual may be going on. Ethan later finds a small guest house. Inside, there's a notebook filled with messages from past visitors, all praising how amazing the place is. That night, back at the main house, Ethan cooks dinner for Sophie. They drink, relax, and enjoy a calm evening together. Ethan mentions the guest house he discovered earlier. While he cleans up, Sophie decides to explore on her own and goes there. Inside the guest house, Sophie is shocked to find Ethan already there, acting warm and affectionate. They spend a fun, intimate evening together and reconnect emotionally, even saying they love each other. For the first time in a long while, everything feels right. They plan to stay the night in the guest house, but Sophie returns to the main house to grab fresh clothes. When she arrives, she's stunned to see Ethan asleep on the couch. Confused, she questions how he got there so quickly. Ethan seems equally confused and asks why she looks exhausted. Sophie realizes something is wrong. Feeling frustrated and hurt, she assumes Ethan is playing games with her and goes to bed alone, unsettled by what just happened. Ethan returns to the guest house and notices clear signs of the romantic night they shared. He relaxes, falls asleep on the couch, and later feels Sophie cuddle up beside him. She apologizes, says she loves him, and everything feels normal again. In the morning, Ethan wakes to Sophie cooking breakfast. Oddly, she's making bacon, something she usually hates. When he asks about their strange argument from the night before, she brushes it off, saying the evening was perfect. Confused, Ethan goes back to the main house and finds a very angry Sophie there, clearly upset and unaware of any happy morning. He brings her outside and explains everything that's been happening. To test what's going on, Ethan enters the guest house alone and sees Sophie inside, fresh from a shower. Shocked, he runs back out and tells Sophie what he saw. She admits she's no longer angry, just scared, and goes inside herself. Moments later, Sophie comes back out and tells Ethan something unsettling. Inside the guest house, there's another Ethan calmly doing morning exercises. They quickly pack their bags and leave the retreat. At a coffee stop, they try to process what just happened. At first, they agree to forget everything, but the thought won't leave them alone. Sophie believes the experience felt special and real, not just caused by drugs. She says she felt calm and safe, and thinks going back might actually help their marriage. Ethan feels uneasy, especially knowing she connected with another version of him. Eventually, they return. This time, they agree to go into the guest house one at a time. Ethan enters first and finds a cheerful Sophie and a warm breakfast waiting. She acts loving, relaxed, and completely normal. Ethan leaves and tells Sophie what he saw. Together, they set strict rules. Keep it light, leave immediately if things feel wrong, no intimacy, no spying, total honesty, and only short visits, 15 minutes each. With boundaries in place, they prepare to step back into the mystery. Sophie takes her turn next while Ethan starts a timer. Inside the guest house, she finds a gentler version of Ethan painting her portrait. They talk, drink, and share an easy emotional moment. When the timer passes, Ethan goes to check on her. He looks through a window and sees the other Ethan giving Sophie a massage. Sophie notices and quickly leaves. Later that night, Sophie admits the other Ethan feels like the man Ethan used to be. That thought clearly hurts him. Unable to sleep, Ethan secretly goes to the guest house and hides his phone to record what happens there. The next morning, Sophie is seen laughing with the other Ethan. When Ethan sneaks back to grab his phone, it's gone. Suddenly, the other Sophie appears and calmly hands it to him. When Ethan listens outside, the recording is nothing but static. Now it's Sophie's turn again. Inside the guest house, the other Ethan is upstairs and invites her to play a lighthearted game of tic-tac-toe. While they play, he gently asks why she stopped kissing him and admits he misses that closeness. The moment feels intimate, and it seems like they might kiss before the scene cuts away. That night at the main house, Sophie laughs while reading a text message from the other Ethan. Ethan feels uneasy, especially realizing that this version of him somehow has a phone. The next morning, Sophie confronts Ethan about his past cheating. He admits their marriage was falling apart and that he made a terrible mistake. He thanks her for staying and trying to fix things, and they share a kiss. Later, Ethan asks Sophie to talk honestly. He says the weekend has become confusing and emotional. He makes it clear he doesn't want another version of her and hopes she feels the same. That afternoon, Ethan checks his phone and sees a bunch of strange messages, some from people confused by late-night calls, others from his worried mother, and even one that reveals his own address. He suspects the other Ethan might be behind it. Back at the main house, he shares his concerns with Sophie, but she thinks it's impossible. Later, Ethan secretly watches the guest house and notices Sophie about to enter. Pretending to be the other Ethan, he talks to her in a way she can't resist, and they grow close in an intimate moment, though she believes it's the other Ethan. Afterwards, the real Ethan returns to the main house, feeling conflicted and troubled. Ethan returns to the guest house and confronts the other Sophie, asking who she really is. He struggles to enjoy the weekend, feeling like he's losing his wife. The other Sophie tells him it's bigger than just the weekend. She knows him and Sophie well. Back at the main house, Ethan watches Sophie go in and out of the guest house. Inside, the other Ethan and the real Sophie are having fun, even getting close. The real Ethan arrives confused, and he and Sophie argue before heading back to the main house. Later, all four, Ethan, Sophie, and their doubles, sit down for a dinner together. The real Ethan is uneasy, but everyone else seems happy. The other Sophie encourages them to stop pretending and just enjoy the evening. Outside, the two Ethans argue. The real Ethan thinks the other is sabotaging his marriage, but the other Ethan tells him he's doing that to himself. Inside the main house, the couples play cards. The other Ethan charms everyone, and the real Sophie starts enjoying herself, which frustrates the real Ethan. The other Ethan reveals Ethan's earlier trick, and Sophie asks the real Ethan to leave. The real Ethan goes to the coop house and finds files on past guests, including recordings mimicking him and Sophie. Back at the guest house, the real Ethan is trapped. He hears the other three having fun outside. The other Sophie tells him the truth. The other Ethan has fallen for the real Sophie, and that's not supposed to happen. Their system works by replacing the originals one by one. Only two people can leave today. She admits she still loves the other Ethan and would rather stay trapped than lose him. Ethan asks if she's real, and she confirms she is. Back at the main house, the real Sophie and the other Ethan prepare for a hike. Meanwhile, the other Sophie tricks the real Sophie into meeting the real Ethan, while she pretends to be Sophie and goes to the other Ethan, who mistakes her for the real one. The real couple talks, with Ethan explaining that the weekend was all a strange trap. The other Ethan, thinking he's with the real Sophie, confesses his love, which breaks the other Sophie's heart. He realizes something's wrong and searches the house for the real Sophie. The real couple locks themselves in a room. Ethan tells Sophie he loves her, and even if he's not as smooth as the other Ethan, he's her husband and won't let her go. He asks her to give him a chance. The other Ethan bursts in, leading to a tense confrontation. He asks the real Sophie to come with him, but she refuses. He tries to escape the house, only to be stopped by an invisible barrier and falls unconscious. The real Ethan grabs Sophie, and the couple finally escapes. The next morning, they're safe and feel closer than ever. Sophie heads to make breakfast, and Ethan jokingly realizes he grabbed the wrong Sophie, but smiles knowing they've survived the strange weekend together. Thanks for watching. If you like our work, please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.